Consistently show up. And the reason that I say that is because without that consistency, you're not going to have the resources that you need to probably build out that dream thing that you have. Some advice. This will be a video on advice that I have for people that are feeling like they are in perhaps the valley of despair. My friend, at the end of the day, what I do a lot is I work a lot. And I've gotten to the point where work is a large part of how I spend my time. And I think it's important for us at some point in life to get there, because work is like the reason that we're alive, in my opinion. It's like the human soul's cry for being useful. And so when I get home, I think it's 7:55 at night. And I think to myself, oh my goodness, I have another very, very important day ahead of me. And so for those of you that are spending a lot of time working, first of all, kudos. Kudos to being awesome. Kudos to being a useful member of society. But more than anything, I want to say it's so important to value the work that we're doing. I think it's very important to reassess consistently what it is that we're doing and whether or not we enjoy doing it. But in general, what I say is keep going. And the reason I say that is because it's so easy to stop, and it's so easy to lose motivation when you're doing the same thing again and again and again. But the reality is the things that are the most beautiful in life are built by thousands, hundreds of thousands of steps, repeated, iterated steps. So when I sit in the basement here, after I come home from practicing dentistry all day and helping people and managing my team and sending emails and making sure things are constructed in a useful way, I think to myself, wow, how far I have come in the last year of my life from someone that was capable of doing work but never actually chose a route to go. Never actually doubled down and had the courage to double down on something. And for those of you that are doubling down on something, even if it's a job at McDonald's, if you're a physician, if you're a lawyer, if you're anything that requires you to consistently show up, I say consistently show up. Consistently show up. And the reason that I say that is because without that consistency, you're not going to have the resources that you need to probably build out that dream thing that you have. But also, without that consistency, no one can really build around you. No one can build on top of you. And society needs this. And it's my belief that society really, really needs more people to stay consistent. It's one of the hardest things to do as a human being, because we get into these emotional situations where we think to ourselves, oh, it's hard. I wish I could do something new. But what I've found in life is the more that we try to go after the new thing, the less we build in potential energy for ourselves. So I think there's tremendous room for exploration in human life. Super, super important. But we need to stay consistent. And the consistency can change too, right? It's like, okay, you build up a certain amount of resources, you learn a couple different things, you implement a couple different things, you see how these implementations change your life. And then over time, in 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, and a year, you start realizing that the things that you built up may or may not be working. And what other data do we possibly need to say that we're actually moving forward in life than to have the consistency of action to prove that we are able to evolve, that we are able to change as human beings. So here at the card table, let me show you something here. This is also my basement, but this is what I wanted to show you. This is a game called Gloomhaven. And for those of you that don't know this part of me, I have been a gamer / big nerd for a long, long time in my life. And I have enjoyed all forms of entertainment when it comes to these types of games. So Gloomhaven is one of those games that really, really takes a long time. These are all the different maps. These are all different things that we wanted to accomplish. But every single time I set on a game like this, I finished it. So we've finished Gloomhaven. me and my brother both. We have many, many of the maps, and we started again. And though starting again would be interesting and novel, perhaps, the why is gone. The why is gone, and so this game sits here. So this game sits here at this table as a reminder of the life that I have lived. Super important to me to have those reminders, because it shows me again, hey Turab, what is it that represents a successful, useful life? It's actually a question that a lot of people have asked me, my interns, my people that I mentor, people that I partner with. You know, where does success fall in? It falls in when we don't give a shit about the emotional state that we are in the little moments, but more about our responsibility, really. So as a dentist, I have some responsibilities. As a son, I have some responsibilities. As a brother, I have responsibilities. As a significant other, as a partner, I have responsibilities. But I also have that responsibility to myself that says, hey, keep your life interesting and keep giving back in a way that only you believe you can give back in. So my advice to you is, it's going to be difficult to stay consistent. If you go to the gym consistently, you know this. If you do anything consistently, you know this. It's going to be hard, but the payoff is knowing that you can be dependable, knowing that you can actually show up every single time and make it happen. Now, I'm also working out the augmentation. So one of the greatest things that I've done for myself recently, which we'll see the results of in a couple months, is drop some of my other engagements to focus in on the building of the dental business. I paint now more. I have more time to myself. I am returning back to perhaps Gloomhaven days where I didn't care too much about the larger picture. But what that means is that I really need to get back to the larger picture, the vision, right? How do we do this? How do we go and take our consistency and then step aside and actually plan things out? Write it out. Write it out. Every time I write it out. And I say to myself, okay, what is it that you want to accomplish in life? What brings you happiness? What brings you satisfaction? What's on your bucket list of things that you want to do? What is on your bucket list of ideal partner characteristics that you want to have? What are you doing to go and find that partner? Are you eating right? Are you sleeping right? Are you exercising right? Are you growing as a human being? Are you growing as a plant? Very important questions. And if we don't write them down, they're going to be lost in the head. So that's my advice to you, is if you are consistent, good, excellent. You will come across situations where the consistency requires more emotional involvement. Write out the emotional involvement that you want to have, the impact that you want to have, the life, the interesting nuances in your life that you want to have, and see if it aligns. See if it aligns with the path that you've chosen. I make these videos, by the way, as a journal to myself. So forgive me, editors, but it really is my commitment to essentially writing out a book of Turab's adventures. I've also noticed that in general, I need to make different types of content because it works better. And as the world changes and as things change, we need to change. So you'll probably be seeing less of these videos as time goes on, but for those of you that make it to the end, I'm curious, what are you looking for in life? You know, what can we build together perhaps that will bring you satisfaction and also align with the goals of Turabify of making the world more nutritious, making the soil in which the plants grow more abundant. Not an easy thing to do, but guess what? It requires consistency. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you.